Hello everyone and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are checking out Cassante Champion Spotlight and gameplay for the League of Legends. Here we are with the new champion and Worlds is just around the corner. Or by the time this video comes out maybe it's already over, I'm not sure. But yeah, without further ado, let's check this one out.
Cassante is a proud monster hunter of the top lane, who transforms from a defensive tank to a lethal skirmisher. The city of Nazuma looks to him for his courage, resilience, and deadly power.
Fighting Renekton and Xerath.
Predator. Welcome to the Cassante Champion Spotlight.
I'm done holding back.
Okay, let's see.
Cassante is all about finding the perfect moment to
We'll
prove
start
your
with
strength.
R, okay.
So let's start with his ultimate, All Out. Cast All Out to target an enemy champion. If they collide against a wall, Cassante knocks them through it. He'll pursue his enemy to the end of their path, dealing damage and stunning them. If Cassante's prey doesn't hit a wall, they'll be knocked back a short distance instead, taking less damage. Whether his cast hits a wall or not, Cassante shatters his Intofos to turn them into sharp blades, entering all-out form at the end of his charge. While he's all out, Cassante gains attack damage that scales with his armor and magic resist. He'll also gain Omnivamp, scaling with his health.
What?
But be careful, because all that power comes with responsibility. In all-out form, Cassante is no longer a tank. He loses a large chunk of health, armor, and magic resist. All-out form expires after a brief period, and Cassante will be ready to tank once more. He can also recast his ultimate to exit the form early.
Oh.
Cassante's passive, Dauntless Instinct, marks enemies that are damaged by his abilities. His next attack will consume the mark, dealing bonus damage based on their max health. In all-out form, attacks against a marked target will deal even more damage, scaling with Cassante's bonus armor and magic resist. Cassante's Q, Intofo Strikes, slams his Intofos in a line, damaging and slowing all enemies hit. If this ability hits an enemy, Cassante will gain a stack. At 2 stacks, his next cast of Intofo Strikes will fire a shockwave, knocking all enemies toward him and briefly stunning them. In all-out form, Intofo Strikes will no longer slow, but its cooldown is reduced.
I will push them back, alone if I must.
Use Cassante's W, Pathmaker, to begin charging a dash. Release to dash in a line, knocking enemies to the end and stunning them. During the charge, Cassante is unstoppable and takes greatly reduced damage. Damage and knockback duration will increase with a longer charge. When Cassante enters all-out form, Pathmaker's cooldown is refreshed. Cassante gains even more damage reduction, and his charge speed and dash speed will increase. Enemies will also take more damage, but they will not be knocked back, so be sure to knock them out instead. Use Cassante's E, Footwork, to dash to an ally or target location. Cassante will gain a shield that scales with his max health. When you can, it's best to save your sidesteps for your friends. Footwork's range is much longer when cast on a teammate, and Cassante will grant the same shield to them as well. You can use Footwork to jump to allies that are over walls, but your untargeted dash won't go the distance. Unless you're in all-out form.
That looked wonky.
Is your 1, 2, 3 punch for activating his passive damage. If you're able to attack between each Q cast, your opponent will crumble like the desert sand. Against stronger laners like Fiora or Darius, Cassante needs to play smart. Don't let pride become your downfall. Use Pathmaker and Footwork to stay out of reach. Once Cassante's powered up, his mid-game is pretty flexible. He's a capable match for any 1v1 if he's ahead, so he's free to split push and roam the map as needed. When it comes to teamfights, your primary job as Cassante is to protect a large group of very important people. Your team, of course. Stick with your backline and peel, and save your ult for when the best defense is a good offense. That's your moment to go all out on your prey.
I went all out. You did not.
All Out relies heavily on finding the correct positioning, since its impact is much greater when used against a wall. Use Pathmaker and Footwork to back your enemy into a corner. But remember, transforming is a double-edged sword. Make sure you land in a good place.
What is this frame rate now?
Or the hunter might become the hunted. A good leader knows the difference between when to act and when to lie in wait. Cassante will really shine if you're up for a challenge of decision-making and mechanical mastery. From protecting his allies to tearing through the enemy, he can do it all. Can you? Cassante, the pride of Nazuma, is here to finish every fight. Learn his lessons at the links below.
That skin is amazing. Alright, I'll be honest, this guy has more in store than I originally thought. So basically, if I understood the gist of it, his power comes actually from stacking bonus armor and magic resist. And then when he uses his ultimate, that bonus armor and MR are transformed into damage output. That sounds so annoying. Also, I mean, okay, given that he loses a chunk of his health and his armor and magic resist when he's in that blade form, or when he goes all out, you will be much easier, I guess, to take care of. But he can transform back any given time, so if he finds a moment, he can transform back into his tank form. But yeah, we showcase the ultimate, we know what the ultimate does, transforms his weapons into more blade forms, and if it's struck against the wall, it takes the enemy all the way to the other side. Then the passive was interesting, so basically he marks. Let me hear that one more time with what? With
Passive, Dauntless Instinct, marks enemies that are damaged by his abilities.
By his abilities, yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Okay, deals bonus damage to that. Nothing too crazy about that. Then we got the Q, which can be, I mean, it's a short cooldown ability. You can basically spam it to some extent, right? In the Tonfas, it's, or I'm not sure if I said the name of the weapons right, but in this forum, the weapons or the ability slows the enemies and marks them. And with the 2 hitted stacks, right? You get the third cast to be a big shockwave that knocks enemies towards you. That I didn't know. But yeah, I mean, a common ability. We could see like the same as for Yasuo, right? This Q. But it's interesting that in the blade forms it deals more damage. I mean, understandably. And then we got this W, which I don't know. It's a channeling dash to some extent. But it's not okay. It's reducing damage, but I'm not sure. Like, I guess you can be CC'd, but that doesn't matter. I'm not really sure. Like, he looked stunned there, but he still dashed. So I'm not sure how this W works. And how much of a damage reduction it is. This E was interesting. It's basically a dash with a little shield, but if you use it on the ally, then the range of the ability increases, and that also, I guess, it enables you to eat through walls. Well, I don't know, it really takes some teamwork to work this. The normal E doesn't work, but even with his blades, this dash was the most derpiest thing I ever saw here. So I don't know. Dash is questionable. But yeah, dashing to the allies to shield them, that sounds like a good thing. So he can basically be on 1v1 fighter, right? But in team fights, it's mainly his focus to protect teammates. And I'll be honest, guys, I don't know how many of you guys, or I'm not calling you out, I'm calling the other players of this game, that somebody will not play this guy as a team champion, but more for a solo purposes. But yeah, I don't know, this looked curious actually. Let me see, where was Darius? Here. So, question, how many of you would follow to kill Darius? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's basically his champion spotlight. I really like his Empyrean look. This skin is wow. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you think. If you liked my reaction, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, click the bell for notifications to be informed of my next reactions, gameplays, reviews, and other things that you put in the comments below for me to check out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! And now a special thank you to Fear Machine for additional support on my Patreon.